Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome to Kalashnikovia, the show where we discuss the Quran in ways that perhaps you haven't heard it discussed before. Today's verse, inshallah, is a very special verse. We're talking about the Taghut, recognizing the Taghut, and one of the biggest Tawaghit, an example for us in the Quran of a Taghut is the Pharaoh. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that the Pharaoh did something very special. فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمًا. He tricked his people. He duped his people. فَأَطَاعُوا. So they followed him. So it's very interesting the way that the Quran has actually addressed this issue and brought it to our attention. Because in the previous episodes, we were talking about actually recognizing the Taghut. This, my dear brothers and sisters, my dear comrades, is one of the ways that you can recognize the Taghut of your time. It is the one which dupes you, which tricks you, which tells you one thing and then does another, which lies to you. Here to speak the truth with us, inshallah, is our dear Sayyid Abdullah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Sheikhana. Thank you for having me. And I want to correct you. I'm not here to speak the truth because I don't know what the truth is. I'm here trying to hoping that we find the truth.
Okay. Yeah.
So inshallah.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Because that's a big claim to say that I know the truth.
True. Sayyid, thank you for that reminder. Have you ever been tricked before, duped before?
Yeah, I have. Plenty.
Somebody told you to eat from the forbidden tree and you did it, didn't you, Sayyid?
Yeah, I was discussing with one of our friend that we were discussing One Piece. You know the anime?
I haven't seen it. I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, and I said to him, I am the forbidden fruit.
Oh, yeah? Is that a quote from there?
No, because, you know, some characters, they eat the forbidden fruits and then they possess certain powers, right? Based on that fruit.
Okay.
And then obviously people start to, be scared from them. So I am a forbidden fruit that a lot of people hate me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good sign if people hate you.
Yeah, I know. That's how I find that I'm always on the right track.
Inshallah, yeah.
No, but alhamdulillah, we have a lot of people that likes us as well.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Alhamdulillah. Anyway.
So yeah, have you been tricked before?
Look, a trick. Let me give you the first time I got tricked. It was back in the day when I was in my teen years, right? Especially at the beginning of the tech revolution in terms of mobile phones and gadgets and PCs and laptops and what have you.
You bought a BlackBerry, didn't you?
I never bought BlackBerry.
Okay.
Never touched it. Anyway, but that was like at the beginning, and one day I was browsing online and I was trying to find a phone, buy a mobile phone, a cell phone as the Americans call it. And I found a site which was selling the brand new phones extremely cheap, right? And I obviously back in the day didn't know any better. It was like I said, the whole net thing was new to us. And so I communicated with the people, trying to ask questions. They were very responsive. They gave me a lot of details. And I'm like, okay, so how come it's very cheap compared to the market price? Like, oh, we're doing these specials, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So I did my search, and I found out that everything turns out to be okay. And like, okay, how do I buy it? Like, okay, sure, here's a bank account, pay us, and then we'll send you the phone. And I went and I paid the money just to realize like a week later that I got scammed. These people were scammers.
What was it? A fake phone? What was it?
No, the whole site was a fake site.
Yeah, they didn't even send you an empty box?
Nothing. No, nothing. They take the money and then they're like, oh, it's coming. So what they do is they keep you for at least a week or 2 weeks.
That's awful.
It's coming. It's coming. We have a problem with delivery. We have this and they tried to even scam me twice by saying, oh, look, it's sitting at the customs. You need to pay that amount to get out of customs.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they keep dragging you for a whole week,
That's
2 weeks,
horrible.
until you realize something is fishy going on. So yeah, there are a lot of scams. I've been scammed a lot by people. And one of the reasons I was scammed, because I was too gullible. I was just too naive.
Well, that brings me to the...
And that's what's happening to us.
Yeah, I mean, that brings me to the verse now,
Yeah.
because it says that he tricked his
استخف
people,
قومه فأطاعوه.
right?
Yeah,
He tricked them. He duped them.
yeah.
They were gullible.
Do you know what Pharaoh did? One of the things that he did, Pharaoh, he used an engineering a method. You can look this up. With his throne, he used magnets from different sides. That if because you know when you have two magnets and you put an iron or a piece in the middle, it holds, stays in the middle, right? Doesn't fall because it's two opposite currents going against each other, so it holds in place. He used the same mechanism to make the throne float. And when he comes and he sits on the throne, his throne is floating in midair. And people said, "Oh, wow!" And we're talking about like thousands of years ago, not now. To see something floating in midair, and someone sitting on it, and he said, "Ana rabbukum al-a'la, I am your greatest Lord." So this is one of the tricks that he used on people. Istakhaffa qawmahu. This is one that he manipulated their minds. And they said, "Wow, this guy must be really good." And this is one way of istighfaf. The second way of istighfaf is that he kept feeding them. And it's funny because some people might find this, funny, or I don't know. They can think whatever they want. And then one of the narrations says he fed them a lot of what's that thing we called food? That peas, that Egyptian peas, the long ones. What are they called?
Green beans?
Green beans.
Green beans?
No, the Egyptian one, the really big ones, big and
Kidney
white.
beans? Oh, white.
Not kidney beans.
What color are they?
Green, I guess, or reddish, depends on whether it's dried or not.
Okay.
Anyway, there's something the Egyptian in Arabic said baqliha. Even it's in the Quran. Baqliha wa qithaiha. The Quran said.
Oh, chickpeas?
Not chickpeas. The Quran talks about it. You can look up the verse and see.
I am
it.
looking up the verse right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's an internet here.
I'm looking it up.
So what is, as you look it up, let me keep talking. So what he kept doing is that he kept feeding them that specific beans, and these ones usually, if you eat too much of them, it lowers your intellect. You become intellectually weakened, and people could not think enough.
Sorry, that is really funny.
No. Because, we have certain foods, for example, if you eat, it lowers your intellect. Cheese, for example. Please, guys, stop eating cheese.
It's makruh.
Beside the makruh.
I'm from the UK. I've like cheese being makruh is like, oh my god, there's like, what am I supposed to eat?
Yeah, and it really affects your intellect. So this is one of the things that he used to make people sedated in his istighfaf to people. Again, he would give people. No, there's none that you won't be able to get.
No, it's translated as lentils, but we'll have to figure out what that is.
Yeah. We put it down in the comments below.
It's not lentils, guys. It's not lentils. Lentils are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hadith about positive things about lentils.
No, it's
anyway.
not. And the other things, like he would give them food or whatever they require just to keep them quiet and sedated. People are happy. He would use fear on them. He keep them in track. So he used the racism aspect of it. You guys are pharaohs. You guys are Egyptians. These guys are Jews and what have you. You guys are higher class. Divide and conquer. So he was doing a lot of things.
Wait, so the Egyptologists, when they draw all these pictures, they're completely wrong. What you're painting an image of me of a technologically advanced, stupid, fat people.
Pretty much.
Interesting.
The Egyptians.
Yeah.
The original Egyptians, yeah, they were. They were the
plenty of entertainment, plenty of technology. They're living it up. Really fat, really stupid.
Now, how fat are they? I'm not sure. I can't say they were very fat. More. But at least they were much better than the rest. So they were in terms of their
Healthy.
own standards, they had everything. Like the Egyptians, they had everything in terms of the standards. So the Pharaoh, he made sure his own people, he gave them what they wanted, because that's how he controlled them. And he would say to them, who feeds you? They'd be like, you. Who gives you water? In the Quran talks about this.
Yeah.
Don't you see that the rivers flow under me? Again, this is one of his tricks, that he sits on his throne and rivers literally floating under him.
Subhanallah.
That's the technology that he was using back in the day. And people are like, yeah. Rivers of honey and milk runs under him. Like, he must be a god. And they used to worship him based on that. So this is istighfaf, is that when I create an illusion and you believe it. And now we live under an illusion ourselves. The social media is an illusion. The programs that we follow is an illusion. Right? This is all istighfaf. So now this is what the West is doing, is they giving you content that you get addicted to, and then they take control of your brain, and then you become a zombie. So this is also istighfaf in the same way Firaun did. It's happening to us now. Give you example of, the voice and idol programs. I don't know, the UK has idol, this has idol, this has talent, that has talent.
Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah, these were Jewish made.
Yeah.
If you dig it up, Jewish made. And the aim, the guy who said, he said, we created these programs is specifically to keep people entertained enough to stop thinking. And the Arab, the Muslim lands, they thrive on these programs.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Even we have a Shia voice. You know that?
Oh, yeah. God, it's so annoying.
Should we?
Yeah, go for it.
Should we?
Yes,
Huh?
speak your mind, Sayyid. If you can't speak your mind here, where then, innit?
Yeah. So this is the istighfaf. So sometimes, sadly, we as Shia, we also do istighfaf to our own people. We do istighfar to our own people. Scholars do istighfar to people, right? They just give people an illusion of something that doesn't really exist, just to keep them busy. So the Shia voice, okay, now the program designed by a Jew to keep people away from the truth and keep people distracted. And you would take that same thing that was designed by the enemy and give it an Islamic theme. So you make your own people distracted with who has a better voice. How is a voice going to do me any good? How is a person on the minbar singing a poem is going to change my reality? It's going to sedate me, sedate the youth. Our youth in the West and even in the East, they care about who has a nicer voice. They don't even know what the guy is saying, even in terms of poetry. They have no idea what he's saying in terms of poetry. He has a nice voice. So you move with the voice. So we've taken that experience.
It's the same thing that we did.
And we applied it to the Quran. We applied it to the Hadith, and to the Ahlul Bayt. Why? Because now it has a Quranic element, or the Ahlul Bayt element, so it must be good. Says who? I think I remember once during the Muharram lectures that I gave, you were there, I think. And I read the ayat of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the Prophet sallallahu alayhi, cursed those who use the Quran as a way just to sing and just to, as a melody, to turn the Quran to a melody. They were cursed. And now if the Quran has no melody, no one listens to it. You know what I mean? So the same programs that they created by the enemy, by shaitan.
I just want to add here, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't recite the Quran in a beautiful way.
Yeah.
You should beautify the Quran when you recite it. And everything that we do, it should be beautified. But the beauty itself should not be the purpose.
Exactly. Don't get distracted with the beauty. Do it for your own good. And so this is what we have. So now we have the Shia voice. I don't know who's behind it, who's running it.
It's British Shiaism.
It's truly
it's
running.
Just the whole phenomenon is run amok. And honestly, if the British people don't stand up and realize what's happening, number one, and number two, reject it. Forget about rejecting the Taghut, Sayyid. They're stuck over here. But the same applies to other countries as well. Like, look at the Nigerians. God bless them. May Allah bless them, honestly. But in other countries as well, whether you're in America or Canada or Australia, wherever you are, India, Pakistan, when you're seeing corruption, you need, for Christ's sake, man, your deen is being hijacked. And
Yeah.
you people are just like, yes. And it's been years, Sayyid. I've been talking about this as well. Years. And I'm sure you're aware of it. And it aggravates you maybe just as much, maybe more, than it aggravates me. Muharram culture, Shia culture has just become entertainment.
Don't get me started.
I want to get you started.
No, bro, because if you get me started, then this episode will never see the air.
Like, listen, what has happened to us? Like, that we're going to majalis just routinely, just because...
Bro, this is exactly the ayah that you began with. فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمُهُ فَأَطَاعُوهُ. Istighfaf is just to take people lightly. Give them something and you would take them lightly and they would just follow you. That's the idea. That's the istighfaf that the Quran talks about. So when Firaun, mind you, Firaun is not his name.
It's not his name. I think it is his name.
No, it's not. Pharaoh is a title, is a nickname. Right? If you're talking about Musa, Pharaoh of Musa, his name is Ramesses. If you're talking about the Pharaoh of Yusuf, has a different name. Pharaoh is like we say laqab. It's like just a title. A pharaoh. It could be anybody. So it depends on which prophet you're talking about. He had his own pharaoh.
Yes, but whenever the Quran talks about Firaun, it is referring to that one individual.
If he's talking about the Musa Firaun, but again he used his title, not his name, because Allah wants you to apply that title to everybody. That title could apply to anyone, not just to that Ramesses, for example. Ramesses the first or the second, third. I don't know which one he was, but Allah wants you to. He wants you to use the title rather than the actual person. Because if he said Ramesses, then people say, "Oh no, this ayat is specific for Ramesses." Allah says, "No, this ayat about Firaun. Firaun is a title. So I could have Firaun in my time. So for example, the Western countries, the US is the Firaun of our time. The Zionists are the Firaun of our time. Anyone who is oppressing his people is the Firaun of their time."
Okay.
Right?
So, Sayyid, I just want to jump back a little bit for a moment. Did you want to finish your point? Or?
No. So I'm saying we have the same pharaohs of even Shia pharaohs.
We're talking about فَاسْتَخَفَّ قَوْمَ, right? Firaun, he deceived his people. We're taking that... Okay, for the Tawaghit of today, I can understand it, right? The prime ministers, presidents, etc. They are literally... They lie all the time. I mean, it's just common knowledge now that, politicians lie. And we've grown to accept it. I mean, that's a different discussion. It's so irritating. Saying, how can people just accept it? Oh, they're cutting...
Come on, you go.
Like, honestly, it aggravates me so much. Okay, fine. Forget being Shia. They are cutting your... You want to stay in the West, fine. We're talking about higher things, leaving the West entirely. You want to stay there. They're taking your taxes. They are squashing you. Small to medium businesses are being closed down. The rich are getting richer. The poor are getting poorer. For Christ's sake, their government cuts are affecting nurses, teachers, doctors, maybe not doctors as much, but the whole healthcare system.
Yeah.
Like, for God's sake, you as Shia, at least, you shouldn't be going to protest. You should be leading the protest. You should at least be, organizing those things. Anyway, that's an entirely different thing, and that's going to take us off on a little bit of a tangent, but not really.
And you know that the listener doesn't know. And the listener thinks that you're doing good. This is istighfar.
Sound.
Right?
That makes sense, yeah.
So this is when I am mustakhafun bihi. Like, I'm taking him lightly. I really don't care about him. I'm selling him something. He's buying it because he knows nothing else.
Like when you trick your younger brother to trade you his shiny Pikachu for your...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can use that example.
Charmander God.
Yeah, you're so old, Pikachu. Anyway, so this is what istighfaf is. So now we have people on the minbar under the banner of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They sit every Muharram, despite the problems we're facing as Muslims, despite the issues that the Ummah is facing. You have a speaker comes on the minbar and talks about what? Shia Sunni issues, historical issues, I don't know, how to wake up at 5 a.m. issues, like self-development issues. For the love of God. Akhlaq, even akhlaq.
Akhlaq, because it's not real akhlaq. It's just be nice to people.
I'm like, for the love of...
really? We should be nice to
Yeah.
people, say. I didn't know we should be nice to people.
This is totally
We
istighfar.
should say thank you and please.
Yeah, this is totally istighfar.
Honestly,
You know what I
mean? Should you laugh or should you cry? That's your deen?
Yeah, so
If that's your deen, then okay, why aren't you just a Christian? Because Christians like having akhlaq. Why weren't you just a Jew? Jews like being nice to each other.
yeah.
To an extent. It's like,
So at the end of the day,
that's your deen. That's the chosen religion of God.
Yeah.
That's why God sent you on earth.
precisely. So when I say scholars also do istighfar to people in that sense, so they are serving the Taghut, whether they know it or don't know.
And don't tell me, okay, and people might say, okay, no, we have a hadith that the Prophet came, makarim al-akhlaq, right, to complete akhlaq. Yes, because akhlaq is about combating spiritual diseases, real spiritual diseases. It is not something relegated to you and your closet spirituality inside your bedroom, praying. That's not all akhlaq is about. It's about how you interact with the entire society on a spiritual level.
These sciences, you can learn them at your own accord with your own teacher. You can do it online. You can find someone in your masjid. You can have your own classes. These called classes for akhlaq. You go learn wherever you want to learn. But as a scholar, when you go out to the public and preach to people, you have a different mission. Right? You need to, especially these times that we're living, we need to rally the masses. We need to lead the masses. Because we are facing a pandemic. When Islam is under a threat, you don't come lecture me about akhlaq. When the faith is under attack, you don't lecture me about
History.
Or I don't know what you might be thinking. We're under attack.
Yeah.
Amir al-Mu'minin salamullah alayh, the Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam, they put aside wilaya. The leadership, they put aside, they said, لَأُسْلِمَنْ مَا سَلَمَ الدِّينِ. When Islam was under attack, the Imam said, look, fine, I'm going to put my grievances aside. I'm going to put my issues aside for the sake of Islam. And we have scholars in the most sensitive times, we live in the most sensitive times, year after year. And when I was going through the lectures this year, trying to see what they were talking about, I'm like, seriously, you've been giving a platform and you have hundreds of people under you and all young people listening to you. And what are you teaching them?
A beloved youth in America, I was talking to him the other day, and he said that he went to a majlis of Abu Abdullah Al-Hussein alayhi salam. The entire majlis goes through it. He doesn't mention Palestine once. This youth, may Allah bless him, he stood up and he said, hey, listen, doesn't it make sense in light of what's happening right now for you to mention Palestine, at least mention it? And he said, no. Sorry, Sayyid, I kid you not, 2025, he said, Islam and religion are separate.
Yeah.
Muharram is about Imam Hussein, and this is politics.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I've seen the clip. Mind you, I've seen the clip. The clip is online.
Oh, really?
It's on YouTube.
No, this is a separate one. There's many.
The guy,
there's many
he's a
examples.
Shia. He's a Shia scholar. He said the member is for Imam Hussein only.
That was one that you told me about before, but this is another. So this is that means that it's happening quite a bit, and I think they're trying to rejuvenate that because they don't want to get involved in politics, really. Whereas it's their duty to get involved, actually.
Look,
I want to point
politics?
this out. Huh?
What is politics?
That's what I wanted to point this out, okay? You want to learn how to give a lecture. What is an Islamic lecture? Where are you going to go? Who's your role model? Prophets, the Ahlul Bayt. Open up Nahjul Balagha. Do you see anything but politics said?
No, that's the thing. I think I mentioned that previously. Islam is politics. Politics, Islam. It's one package.
Look at the sermons
It's
of
not
Sayyid
two
Zainab.
things we're trying to fix them together, trying to mold them together.
Exactly.
It's one.
Look at the
It's
sermons
one
of Sayyid Zainab.
entity.
Is that not political? When she's telling the people of Kufa, this is what you did. This is what Yazid is. Look at the sermons of Imam Hussein alayhi salam himself. You're going to commemorate a man. Why don't you go and look at what he said in his sermons? Look at his sermons towards the scholars. The sermon of Mina. The entire thing was a political uprising.
Yeah.
I mean, divine politics, not the evil types of politics.
Exactly. So politics, the term itself has been hijacked. The term politics has been hijacked by Western media and Western politics, and they gave it a different theme. That people assume that, if it's politics, then you're dealing with foreign nations, you're dealing with economy, you're dealing with war, you're dealing with nonsense. Islam is a system that came to govern the life of the individual and the life of society. Governing the life of society is what we call today politics. When I try to govern you and your life and manage it, that's what politics is. So Islam has a say in what you do as an individual and what you do as a nation. And how you deal with other nations as well. So Islamic teachings, we call them Islamic teachings. So this is technically is what we call politics. When Islam says to me, okay, if you go to war, 1, 2, 3 not allowed to do, 1, 2, 3 allowed to do. When it comes to neighboring countries, 1, 2, 3 allowed to do, 1, 2, 3 not allowed to do. When it comes to dealing with this is how you should be done.
Economics.
When it comes to this is how it should be done. In every aspect of life, because Islam has a say in every aspect of life. And that's politics, my friend. So you can't say to me Islam and politics are different. It's a one package. It's like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we say His name and His essence, they're one. Al-Qadir, Al-Alim, Al-Rahim. They're not separate from Allah. They're His essence. So Islam and politics is one essence. You might use different words, but it's one essence. So you cannot separate the two. The movement of the prophets is politics. The movements of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, politics. Call it whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it's politics. So you can't tell me that on the minbar. What am I supposed to talk about Imam Hussein? His history, what he did? What is that? What is the movement of Imam Hussein? Wasn't it a political move?
It was a revolution. It was an uprising.
It was a political move. You want to say Imam Hussein wasn't there to seek power? No, he was there to seek power. But not the power that you imagine, that personal power. No, he was trying to seek power so he can govern people. He wanted to create a system.
Could you elaborate on that a bit?
See, people under the impression that Imam Hussein did not go to fight Yazid because he was trying to seek something like in terms of like power and government. Look, no, Imam Hussein was just trying to do his business and just trying to stay out of this, spotlights, and things happened and things went wrong. No. His stand is like mithli la yubay'u mithla. Someone like me will never give allegiance to someone like him. Yazid fasiq fajr sharab al khumur. The Imam names him, and for what he is, he's a drunk. He's this. He's this. He's trying to say, okay, now we have a system that runs the Muslimin, and I will not stand for it. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to fight that system, break it down, annihilate that system, and come up with mine. So the Imam was trying to bring his own system to life. And that's why he was
Which is the divine system of Allah.
Yeah, and that's why he was trying to seek supporters for that system. It needs fighters. That's why when the people of Kufa invited him, he's like, okay, now I have a platform. People are inviting me. Now I can go and create that system, being a leader. Does that make sense?
When I was in the UK, before I'd come to the Hawza, I didn't know anything about the deen. Absolutely nothing, right? So I went to a scholar and I said to him, why did they kill the Ahlul Bayt? After Imam Hussein, every single one of them got killed. Why? You know what his answer was?
What?
They were jealous.
That is the cutest answer.
The context that he was giving is like, they were jealous of how many people loved them and their looks and their wealth, despite and being from the Ahlul Bayt. And
Yeah, no. So they didn't get it right. They didn't get it right.
Not at
So the
all.
idea is that the Ahl Bayt rose because they wanted to be in charge, because Allah placed them in charge. Imam Hussein wanted to seek a government. He wanted to create a government where he is the leader, divine leader of the Muslims. But that didn't work out, which Imam Mahdi Salamullah is going to come on and continue. Based on the point that you just mentioned about your teacher,
He's not my teacher. Hang on.
He used
hang
to
on.
be your teacher. You said
No. He wasn't my teacher.
someone just,
he was a scholar. I
scholar.
used to work with a lot of these scholars. These
Okay.
guys who I am now fighting against and exposing through videos. I've talked to them.
Yeah.
I've been with them. I've worked with them. I know them quite
See,
well.
this is what they're. Yeah. So the enemy gets it right. These scholars get it wrong. There's a story of Harun al-Rashid one day, if I remember correctly. Imam Musa al-Kadhim comes to him. All right, so Harun al-Rashid killed Imam Musa al-Kadhim. And Harun al-Rashid had one of his sons, I think al-Ma'mun was sitting there, his cursed son. And when Imam Musa al-Kadhim came, because you know how the Imam has this aura to him and he has this haiba to him. So Harun al-Rashid got up and he ran towards the Imam. He welcomed the Imam. He made the Imam sit in his throne, in his seat. And he was really being, respectful and gentle to the Imam and to the last point. Right? So the Ma'mun was looking. He was like, who is this guy? That my father, the Khalifa of the Muslimin that used to rule 90% of earth in his time, my father does this to him. So then the Imam and Harun, they would have their conversation, what have you, and then the Imam Musa Kadhim, he leaves. Then the Ma'mun looks at his father. He's like, Dad, who's this guy? And he said, this is what we get it wrong. The Taghut gets it right. He's like, this guy is the one that's supposed to be in power. And this kid, he said to him, his son said to him, he said, then why aren't you letting him in power then? If you know he's more deserving of the chair than you. He's like, son, this seat, if you fight me over to you, I will take your hair off. It's power. It's not jealousy. Who cares? They know the Ahl Bayt. They love the Ahl Bayt. They respect the Ahl Bayt. It's power that matters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the mu'mineen to be in power. Shaitan wants his people to be in power. It's a fight over power. Who rules? Allah said in the Quran what? Inni ja'alun fil ardi
Khalifa.
Khalifa. What is a Khalifa? A Khalifa is just someone that preaches people? Or a leader? He wants someone to lead. Khalifa is to lead.
So thank you very much for clarifying that. We are unfortunately out of time. Jazakallah for being with us. Well,
Pleasure as always.
wouldn't be a show without you, Sayyid.
Oh, thank you, bro.
No, literally, it wouldn't.
It would be just you by yourself.
I think it's good to end on this note that the quote from Imam Khomeini where he says, our deen is our politics and our politics is our deen. Imam Khamenei, the successor of Imam Khomeini, has also stipulated and highlighted and demonstrated very well in his book, The Man of 250 Years, if you want to look it up. He's demonstrated how each and every one of the Imams, alayhimus salam, the 12 Imams, each and every one of them was in their own way struggling against the Taghut of their time. That's why every one of the Imams was martyred. That's all we have time for today, so do leave your questions and queries in the comment section, inshallah, from myself and from our dear Sayyid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.